Hello, dear learners, and welcome back to our English podcast. This space is for you to immerse yourself in authentic English, grasp useful expressions, and refine your listening. Think of every episode as a tool that will equip you for real-life situations. Stay motivated, keep your mind open, and remember that every small step counts. Now, let's move forward into the story we'll share today. A student's life is often romanticized for its apparent freedom. Unlike workers with rigid schedules, we enjoy a flexible timetable. This autonomy, however, is a double-edged sword. It brings both liberation and a lack of discipline. Some days are packed with back-to-back classes from morning till evening. Other days might have just one or two lectures, leaving vast empty slots. This free time is a valuable but easily squandered resource. It often gets consumed by video games, social media, or impulsive outings. Weekends are rarely for rest. They are for extreme release and fun. A student's week is a vibrant tapestry of study, deadlines, love, and laziness. This flexible structure creates a unique challenge for self-management. Without the external pressure of a fixed job, motivation must come from within. The freedom to choose often leads to procrastination. The temptation to postpone work is constant and powerful. The consequence is a chaotic yet colorful university experience. We navigate between intense study sessions and periods of complete idleness. This is the fundamental difference from the working world. We are learning to manage our own time, for better or worse. It is a lesson in personal responsibility disguised as liberty. This journey is messy, but ultimately shapes our adulthood. Monday morning arrives with a particularly daunting feeling. It signifies the harsh return to reality after a weekend of fun or recovery. Many students succumb to the desire to sleep in. They wake up late, rush to class, or simply skip the first lecture altogether. Some diligent ones use the early hours for part-time work. Others immediately immerse themselves in the digital world on their phones. Eating habits become irregular and often unhealthy. Instant noodles or cheap street food become the common fuel. The bad habit of being nocturnal and waking up late often persists all week. This sets a disordered tone for the days to follow. This chaotic start is a direct consequence of an unstructured weekend. The body's clock is confused from staying up too late. The motivation to begin a new week is at its lowest point. The struggle is both physical and mental. We fight the fatigue from the previous night's activities. We also battle the reluctance to engage with academic demands. It is a day of adjustment and often regret. Regret for not starting assignments earlier or for staying out too late. This Monday struggle is a universal experience in student life. It is the first hurdle in a week full of potential and challenges. The morning either sees us attending class or still deep in sleep. The decision often depends on the previous night's choices. Lunch is a quick and often social affair. Some gather at the canteen. Others hastily eat instant noodles with chili sauce. The afternoon might hold more classes or group project meetings. Yet, many seize this time for gaming, browsing social media, or virtual living at cafes. Evening, the prime time for study, is frequently sacrificed for entertainment. Some do homework, but many play games until sunrise. Deadlines are typically confronted at the last possible minute. This leads to rushed work, copying, or relying on friends for rescue. This pattern highlights a significant issue with time management. The intention to study is often present, but easily overruled by distraction. The immediate gratification of entertainment is more appealing. The distant deadline does not feel urgent until it is imminent. This creates a cycle of stress and panic as due dates approach. The quality of work suffers greatly under this pressure. It is a habit that is hard to break but has serious consequences. We know we should start earlier, but the temptation is always there. This typical day is a battle between responsibility and desire. It is a continuous learning process about priorities and self-control. From Monday to Friday, life is a blend of study, work, and looming deadlines. A common situation is the piling up of assignments and constant exams. Laziness often causes work to be delayed until the last moment. Multitasking is normal, studying while chatting, or binge-watching series. The weekend does not offer true rest for most students. It is usually reserved for social gatherings with friends. Activities include eating out, karaoke, and coffee dates. Many are also navigating romantic relationships, dating, or even breakup dramas. Some use this time for extra part-time work to earn spending money. The week has a chaotic but predictable rhythm of its own. This continuous cycle is frequently exhausting, but also exciting. The potential for fun is always around the corner. The significant amount of freedom allows for spontaneous plans. However, the consequence of neglecting study is always present. The chaotic schedule can feel overwhelming at times. We navigate between being a student and a young adult enjoying life. This universal experience teaches us about balance. It is a fundamental part of our development. We learn to juggle responsibilities with our social desires. The rhythm is fast, unstructured, and uniquely characteristic of student life. After lectures end, students rarely head straight home to rest. We often linger at milk tea shops, internet cafes, or cheap student bars. These spaces are vital for social connection and unwinding. Weekend nights are for partying with friends, all-night gaming, or karaoke. Some, however, are forced to cram for tomorrow's deadlines. Romance adds another layer of color to this experience. There are long-distance relationships, class romances, and unrequited crushes. Sometimes we think more about our crush than our homework. This period is full of energy and diverse experiences, but also much confusion. It is not just about studying, but learning to balance freedom with responsibility. This vibrant lifestyle is a crucial chapter in our lives. The autonomy we have is a valuable gift and a test. We learn from our mistakes, like squandering time. We experience the consequence of procrastination. Yet, we also enjoy the spontaneous joy of friendship. We navigate the complexities of young love. This chaotic week is a microcosm of larger life lessons. It teaches resilience, adaptability, and time management. The ultimate goal is to find a harmonious balance. We are not just students, we are individuals learning to live. Do not be overly strict with yourself. Language learning is a continuous process, not something accomplished in a week. At times, you may feel uncertain, and sometimes you may even forget what you studied yesterday. This is perfectly normal. The key is to remain consistent, practicing a little every single day. 10 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, or even repeating vocabulary while showering or brushing your teeth. All of these moments accumulate. When you think progress is too slow, remember that even the tiniest drops of water can eventually fill a bucket. Keep moving forward, regardless of how small the step. Thank you for listening, keep up your practice, and I will see you again very soon.